Hey everyone, it's your friend Kelly here. How is everyone doing today? I am doing quite well. So, if you don't know anything about me, one of the biggest things that I can share is that I am in love with crystals. Okay. I received healing from a crystal skull called Lufer, and in my channel, there's about 6 episodes with Lufer. And that kind of started my healing with crystals. One of the biggest things, excuse me, is as I kept diving into crystals, there was some part of me that was constantly saying that kind of like we were limiting the power of the crystals. Like as we limit ourselves all the time. I mean, all the time we say we can't do something or this or that. So it makes sense that in our human form, we would limit everything. So the crystals have been getting limited this whole time. And we limit them by giving them properties and giving them names, right? So, one thing that crystals do is they choose the color and then they choose what they want to be carved as. So today, my channeling is going to be using a dragon head crystal. So, big thing here, right? Is for one, if you are just awakening, which I know a lot of people are awakening here on the planet right now in 2024. There's so much out there now. When I awake, it was about 8, 9 years ago. I don't know because time kind of, you can't really remember. I just know that when I did it, there was nowhere near the amount that's out there now. So I would imagine that if you're just watching this video or it just happened to appear and you're sitting here going, what the hell's going on? I don't know what's happening to me. I need help, and then you start looking into what we call metaphysics, right? It's so much you probably would get overwhelmed. It's so much information. So, yeah, it makes sense. You would be overwhelmed of like where do you start? So, if you are watching this video and you feel guided to want to work with me, in the description down below, I put my website there where you can book a one-on-one with me where we can go in to your intuition, into what you just awakened from. In time, once you awaken, you will start to realize that you have every possibility you can imagine, which means you can hear, sense, smell, see everything. But when we come into the human form, we are driven by kind of like one of those so that we don't get overwhelmed. So we don't go, oh my God, and just freeze, right? So you have one of your intuition unlock once you do your very first opening. Okay. Then what happens is as you dabble into it, as you start to realize who you are and remember why you came here and all that, you start realizing that you have the power to unlock all of your senses. There is no person that's just one way and then this person's another way and another way. No, you're unlimited, which means you have all that within you. But again, just so that you don't sit there and get overwhelmed, you would come in, and when you awaken, you would have one of those senses. One. Most of the time, it's hearing, right? It starts with hearing or sensing. A lot of people definitely have the sensing that there's more there, sensing that they can feel energy, stuff like that. So that's what I'm talking about. Like, if you are new and you just awoken on this planet, I would say congratulations to a life changing event, um, because it's life changing. And at first, it can be very overwhelmed, and I can understand that. But the best thing I can say to you is choose what feels good to you and then let go of the others. So if it doesn't feel good to you, don't do it. And that's on everything in your life. That's the best message I can give for all you guys out there is if it feels good, then do it. If it doesn't, don't do it. It's not going to all of a sudden feel good when it's never felt good, if that makes sense. That's not going to come and be like, oh, okay, I'll get better with this. No, you have to be the real you. So what that entails is you realizing that there's some people that you're not going to resonate with, and it's okay. Don't try to resonate with everyone because you're not going to. That's why we're in human form. All of our souls, oh hell yeah, all of our souls resonate with each and every person. We love each and every person on this planet. Yes, on a soul level, on the oneness, yes. But then we came in for this human experience where we're not going to vibe with everyone else, where we're not going to have the same beliefs as everyone else. So, the best thing I can tell to all you newcomers that just awoken on the planet of 2024 is congratulations. Your life is going to change for the better. I guarantee it. I swear your life will be better. You just have to kind of go through these levels of letting go of limiting beliefs and everything that you are brought here to go, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy. That's devil work and whatever else belief that was given to you so that it kept you not being the real you. So I invite you all to be the real you, because at the end of the day, the only one that it matters is with you, because you're with you from the birth and to the death. You're with you. So love yourselves. It's from the inside out. Okay. So that's my little spiel. I wanted to come in and talk about people that I know a lot of people have awoken on the planet already this year, and a lot more will be awakened. So if you're finding this video, perhaps it's time that you work with me doing one-on-ones. And yeah, if you feel guided to, go for it. Alrighty. So here he is. I don't know if I'm actually going to move the camera down. Let me see. Let me see how far down I'll have to go to get him. Hold on. And down we go. Okay, that's not too bad. Oh. And the lighting. Wow. So he's actually really orange, which is interesting. There's not even lighting hitting him. Okay. Okay, this is cool. So he is orange. Not yellow. He's not bright, but he is lighting up, and it's really neat because there is no sun hitting him. No sun hitting him at all. That's really neat. Okay. Here is one of my dragon friends. So I'm gonna put him back as he's so bright. It's cool. I am so amazed by this. Of like, where's he? Where's the light? I mean, yes, it's light outside, but I'm like, this is there he is. If you guys can see his orange, he is very gorgeous, very lovely. If you guys are looking for amazing crystals, I do actually sell some. They're little ones, so if you're new to crystals or if you've been guided to crystals, definitely want to check out my crystals. I have little tiny 2-inch. I don't have any dragons, unfortunately. They will be coming. This is just my private collection here. But yeah, so I do sell 2-inch star beings, or if you guys like to call them aliens, that's that. I have course crystal skulls, and then I also have these beautiful fairy elves. That's on my video before, with little Kel, my inner child, coming for healing. So if any of that speaks to you, just go out onto my webpage in the description below at bemyself.org, spell BB, myself.org. And there you can contact me and I can send you pictures of what I have. So I'm excited. I'm living my best life so far. The amount of love I have for myself is mind blowing. I never thought I could have this amount of love for myself. And that's why I said that if you are awakening, trust me when I say it is the best thing for you. Um, and yeah, it's a journey for sure, but I why not take that journey, right? If it can change your life and how you view things, and if you can truly be in love with yourself just to be yourself, why not do it, right? Like, what's holding you back? All right, that's my spiel. So, but he wanted me to bring that up. And dragon heads will be definitely a thing that I will start to carry in my little crystal shop that I have. Because I love dragons, unicorns, fairies, um, of course, crystal skulls and star beings. I love so many, and in my shop with my crystals, I want to start really just selling the things that I hold dear that has helped me. I don't want to just be someone who just sells a bunch of different crystals. So I will always have a limited amount of crystals that are passionate for me because that's the only crystals that I want to sell. And there's people who sell all and that's cool for them, but not my way. All right. So what I'm going to do here, if you guys are new to channeling, I basically am just going to put my hands on him and I'm just going to channel through him. I have never channeled dragons before on my YouTube. Um, Also, if you're amazed by this gorgeous dragon, if you want to check out this amazing shop, it's called Skullis, SUSKULLIS.com. And you can find amazing crystals, handcrafted, beautiful work of art, really. Alrighty, let's go. All right. So if you're new to channeling, all I'm doing is taking a couple of deep breaths and I'm just in tuning to him. I don't need the dragon crystal to channel the dragons or unicorns or whatever else. But I love to use them for this. So that's why I'm using them. But yes, as you get more and more practice, these are just their tools um here to help and guide you until you get that empowerment that you don't need them. Okay? Alrighty. Here we go. Ooh. Hello everyone, and thank you for watching this video. One thing I would like to talk about here is that a lot of you believe that dragons are not real. And that is the farthest from the truth. The reason why you guys believe that we are not real is because you guys cannot see us in physical form. And apparently, when we come like this in a carving, we're still considered not real because someone hand carved us. But let me ask you this: what do you believe made the artists come up with this design? Because the answer to that is us, the dragons. See, when someone takes a crystal from Mother Earth and starts to carve, it's not just the artist who is carving the stone. It's also that stone, it's has a soul because everything has a soul. So that stone has a soul talking to the artist, showing the artist the way to do this carving. So one big thing here is every human is a channeler. You just don't realize you're channeling. You believe that it is you and only you. And in reality, it is not. There's so many things and creatures and everything out there. But you guys being in human form definitely you were meant to have this, I guess I would say, belief that if you can't see it, it's not real. And I would tell you this, anything that you can imagine is real. They do exist. I am a dragon that's coming through a dragon crystal, but I am still a dragon soul. What you have to realize about your soul is that in the soul, you have so many beings you can think of: the unicorns, fairies, giants, gnomes, mermaids, dragons, star beings, and it goes on and on and on. So if you can imagine it, it's because it's there in all of your souls. And every human has a soul. Everything has a soul. So we're all connected, not just humans. Not all humans are connected. Every body and everything is connected as well through oneness, through the souls. So at one point of time on this planet, there was dragons that you could see. That's why you guys have movies about us. The thing is, most movies seem to be more of a battle with a vicious dragon or something that would make you believe that if dragons ever existed, the human race would be in danger. And that's far from the truth because we do exist. We are out there. We have never not existed. The thing is, we help humans all the time. We're not here to do any damage. And I strongly feel that this year in 2024, some of you will start to really see and awaken and see the dragons, us, and start to realize, holy crap, there's really dragons. Dragons exist. They're out there. Most people, let's say that you believe in us, right? Let's say that you love dragons. You always felt that dragons have been here and been present. That you just are sitting there going, okay, I know they're real. I've seen them. I can feel them, right? And then a friend or somebody, a parent tells you, hey, that's not real. That's dragons aren't real. You got to stop talking about that. So then we go under what's called nonfiction. We go under things that you guys write a book about us, but it cannot be nonfiction. It has to be fiction. The thing is, if you see us, if you sense us, what that means is that your soul part of you right now is is relating to us, the dragons, which what that means is that your soul part of you is dragon energy coming through. And the soul carries every type of non-being, being, all of it, the soul carries. So you can very well start to remember that as a child, you got to see us, you got to sense us, and then you shut us down when you started getting made fun of in school, when your parents said, hey, that's fairy tale, stop believing in that stuff. But it's time to wake back up and to believe. Because we are real. We never went anywhere. So for the ones that have seen us when you were little and you wonder what happened, we never left. What happened is you decided to close that part off because you were supposed to. All you humans, when you guys come in and you're babies, you will have the most knowledge and the most remembrance of who you are. And then you get these conditions and these limiting beliefs. And that's part of the human experience, is to get those, to shut off all of us, and then to reawaken it when the time has come. Some of you will never reawaken your soul. And that's okay, because no one that will find this channel will be someone that's not awakened in one way or another. So I'm talking to you, the ones that found this channel, the one that clicked on this and is watching this right now. You do have dragon energy that you lead with in your soul. You should not care what anyone thinks minus you, because that's all that matters is you. That's it. Just you. So what happens in life, why life is not fun for a lot of you, is that once you shut down this part of you and you start to block off the soul, you feel lost. You feel left behind. You feel abandoned. And then you grow up still feeling that way, and you try to figure out, how can I be happy? How can I look outside myself for answers? And then you guys start to mold because of limiting beliefs that are taught to you. So if you stop and think about molding here, let's say that you remember us as kids. You would play with us in the backyard or at the park or in the woods, and you had so much fun. And then you told your best friend about it. And your best friend started laughing, saying, "You are crazy. They are not out there because they do not exist." So then you start getting made fun of at school because your best friend went and told people that you see dragons and that basically you need to grow up. So then what happens with your parents is that because of their own fears and traumas, they don't want their kid to ever feel abandoned or alone or can't make friends. And then that starts this spiral connection of where you just mold, 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 mold. So you shut us down, and then you mold into being just like your friend, just like your parents. And then you lose who you are. And that is what humans are supposed to do. Some of you actually come in never molding to anyone, but still a part of you would feel alone because you can see and sense us, the dragons. You know we're there, but why can't anyone believe you? So as this planet keeps basically leveling up to get to that fifth dimension, we, the dragons, are going to be right beside this planet, shifting it, raising it up to where it's meant to be. So, I wanted to give you a message for all you that remembered us when you were little. And now you are reawakening up because you realize that maybe what you saw when you were little was real. And we are real. And it's time for you to remember. Because just remember, if someone comes to you and tries to tell you this ain't real, this ain't real, this ain't real, well, that's just their reality. It's not yours. You don't have to believe that. And if anybody makes fun of you, just remember that's never about you. That's about them. But humans are so scared to be their real true selves that it's very easy for someone to pick on someone who is more open to being their self, of like, oh, because that person that's not open would see you and kind of have that jealousy of, why can't I be that way? So you were supposed to mold yourself. This is not where you go, oh, I knew it. I knew dragons were real. I knew it. Oh, I should have never did that. No, 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 no. You were supposed to do that. It shaped you. So the past is in the past. Everything happens exactly the way it's supposed to. But now it's time to wake up, to remember us, the dragons, as we're coming through with many, many messages. And I feel complete for now. So that is where I will leave you all. Thank you for listening. And I do hope and I know that this message will find the people that are destined to hear it. I'm going to give this back to Kelly now. Dragon is still so cool how you're getting light right there. But when I look at you, I don't see it. That so impresses me. Hey everyone, it's me, Kelly. I'm back. Let me see. Let me see. Oh yes, there he is. Yeah. So I guess because of the sun, but there he is. This is one way that I in tune to the dragons. And what's so funny um, is when they were talking about being scared of dragons or being told that they're not real. I remember when I remember that dragons were real. Okay, a friend showed me a picture of a dragon. I was in my 30s, by the way. And when she showed me, and it was in a tree, it was literally this tree that was a dragon. It was shaped like a dragon and everything. So she hands it to me, and she's a couple years younger than me. And she was just like, oh, here's my dragon friend, Pedro. I think maybe Pedro is his name. Um, and it's someone that is at her house in her backwoods from her house. And I remember this was like right when I started awakening up to remembering who I was and what this is all about. And she showed me that, and I saw the dragon like no other. And there was a part of me inside that was like, that can't be. That is, even though there was this huge thing of, yes, that is a dragon. Yes, it's a dragon. And I was like, there's a part that's like, no, no, it's not a dragon. It's not. And I sat with that, kind of like, why was that such a big thing? Like, why was that a big thing? Why was there a part of me that said, yes, that's a dragon? And then there was that part in my mind that was like, no, because that's not real. Right? So just a fun story. Um, but yeah, they are. They are real. But for me, Kelly, I started really getting into dragons when I started collecting the crystal dragon heads. I have so many um that literally they started coming to me October of 2023 is when I had a huge shift into okay, crystal skulls I've been collecting for many years, ever since I meditated, and that's on my first chat with Lucifer. But it goes into detail of where I went to meditate with a crystal skull that just opened me up, and it led me to one of my guides called Lucifer in a crystal skull form. So for me, I needed a physical presence of them so that I could connect more instead of just knowing they were there. Now, I always knew that things were there because I'm a medium, so I always could feel presence of things. Now, it takes practice to start figuring out what that is. You know, what's dragon energy versus a unicorn energy and mermaids, but all that doesn't actually matter. If you stop and think about it, it doesn't matter trying to figure out what energy you're feeling. It doesn't, because all their messages, even dragon, unicorn, it will all be the same, which is love yourself. Remember who you are, which is love yourself. That's the message that every non physical being out there will say. Everyone that's not in human form, that's their message. It was always the same message. They just have to they have to come up with clever ways to help each human with the universe message, which is love yourself, be yourself, and see the world change. And it's the way you see it changes. But I'm a true story right here in front of you. My name is Kelly. I'm a real human. I went through some shit in my life. My story's on there, lots of it, right? And the amount of love that I have is the most I've ever felt. And maybe when I was really little, I might have felt that. I don't remember that, but I just hear the self love is the most I've ever felt in my 40 years of being on this planet, is in the past year. So it was my 39 going into 40 is when I started just, I guess you can say, trusting my guides. They say the same message, but not fighting or resisting, which means that a part of the mind started and got transmuted into love. And that started my path. But yes, the crystal dragons. I had only one or two. I think I had like two that I collected over this many, many years. But in October of last year, which is literally, what are we in? March now? So 6 months. 6 months. In 6 months, I started collecting these amazing, amazing dragons. And it just gets me to feel the dragons even more and more and more. And I get to tap in to my soul part that is the dragon. Because my soul led with skull, not crystal skull, just skull, right? So it led with skull. That's why the Lucifer skull appeared. That's why he helped me. I'm also a medium, which means skulls for most people represent death. That's why a lot of people are afraid of skulls, and not me, because being a medium, you don't fear death because it's right next door all the time. It's around you. You get to see things on different levels, and you stop and think and go, if you're a medium, why did you not believe in dragons, right? if you can see spirits that are not in physical bodies anymore? That's a good question. So, and I don't know because in my purpose, I wasn't supposed to see them. So it's actually that simple. Life is simple. You know, it all goes back to everything happened the way it was supposed to happen. So, why did I deny dragons? Because I was supposed to deny dragons until October 2023. And then I started collecting them in crystal form. And now I have shifted my soul. It's like I unlocked more of my soul. So I started, like when I said with your intuition, like if you just awaken, you're going to either sense things, sense energies, you're going to possibly hear different energies, that all knowing, even smelling, you could totally smell. Um, and I'm sure there's more out there. But with that, the soul's the same thing, right? The soul, the part of the soul that's inside you is inside you. You're also in other humans and planets, plants, animals, and you're also in the cosmos because your whole soul can't fit into this human body. The human body cannot handle it. So then you start going with the soul leads you with one particular type of being, right? It's going to be the thing that you're connected with. It's the thing that you can't get out of your head. So with me, it was skulls. Then with you, it could be unicorns. Maybe you draw lots of cool unicorns and been drawing unicorns your whole life. That would mean that your soul started strongly with unicorn, right? But in the soul, there's every being you can think of. I think what happens is once we start loving ourselves and loving ourselves more and more and more, we start to unlock all the different parts of our soul. And no, it's not like a key that you go and you unlock the part of your soul. No, it just happens. You don't even try. Like I wasn't going and trying to do anything with my soul. I know my soul's unconditional love. But last year was just this huge blow that I started realizing to love myself and actually started doing the work and then teaching the work to others. And then, yeah, I just saw life differently. Things that held me back, those limiting conditions, limiting beliefs, which I had one with money that was running for a long time. And that started literally December of 2022 is when I'm like, that's it. This is not my story. This was my mom's story. This was her fear that I absorbed, and I actually started leading that as my life. And then I'm sure my mom got it from her mom. But, anyways, the thing is, once you realize what your belief is, right? What your limiting belief is, then you can change it. And that's what I help people with. That's what my one on ones are. I meet you where you're at. Some people are more open than others right now. So I always know where you're at because I constantly talk to your guides. It's guides, my guides and your guides, and they tell me exactly how to guide my readings. And of course, all the guides would be the unicorns, the dragons, the skulls, all that. They would be our guides. So, all my guides started showing up in crystal form literally 6 months ago. I had this full rush to buy a lot of them in such a small time. And now it's fading away because it was supposed to. So, if you're questioning Is this my guide? Am I really hearing my guide? How can I tell the difference? The best answer for that is, how is that person talking? Right? Because it's going to be your voice in your head. Guides would never judge you. They would never put you down. They would never call you any name. They wouldn't sit there and go like, about time, unless you have very funny guides like Lufer. Okay. Um, but I'm saying most of the time, your guides are going to be a very loving support system. Like, if you had a group of friends that you knew that you could go to and talk to whatever you wanted, and they would never judge you. That's your guides. The thing is, all you have to do is ask for help. And don't limit yourself asking for help. I actually was doing this and I just caught on that I was limiting myself with when I asked for help. When you ask your guides for help, I'm going to put him down. When you ask your guides for help, don't limit what it's for, right? Because they know what's for your highest good. We like to pretend that we know, but also we have, a lot of fear, a lot of control issues, right? Wanting to know what's happening, wanting to know what's coming so we can prepare because we're in fear, right? Right? You don't have to live in fear, by the way. You don't. Trust me. You don't. So, all of a sudden, I started realizing when I asked my guides, which I talk to my guides every day, I asked my guides for help. And then before I know it, I'm like, I limit them because I would go in and I would be like, Lufer, I'll just use Lufer. Okay. I would be like, Lufer, I need help with money, right? So the only thing he can help me with is money. Which means when they respond immediately here, guys. I don't care what level you are. That is bull crap. When you get into these books, they will tell you if you're not on this high flying blah, 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 you won't hear them. That is a bull crap lie. All right. They tell you within seconds of you asking them for help. If you ask them a question, they give it to you instantly. And you will hear something, something will be in your brain that comes. And then quickly, within seconds, your fears will come and start to destroy that. Because your fear is trying to keep you safe. So if the fear cannot see the road in front of you, it's going to tell you not to take it. So, I have been talking to my guides for many, many, many years, and they have responded immediately. It doesn't matter if I'm sad, depressed, it doesn't matter. So if you're reading a book that says, you don't, if you're going with, how do I talk to my guides? How do I listen to my guides? How can I hear my guides? And if you get a book that says you have to be on a high vibrational level, they're talking, you're just not on that energy level to receive. So what you have to do is you have to meditate for 45 minutes. You have to surrender, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm telling you that right now. That is not, nope, you don't have to do any of that. They respond immediately. And if you want to test out that theory, I invite you right now to sit there and ask your guides a question. Listen to what comes, the very first thing, and then watch how quickly another thing comes in your mind to basically break that down. I invite you to try, see how it does for you. So, they say the very first thing. They do not limit what they say. So if you say, hey, you know what? I want to manifest, manifest a house. I want to manifest a house. And then you go, guys, I need help with a house. Well, That's limiting. All you have to do is, hey guys, I need help. I just learned that literally like 2 weeks ago. Hey guys, I need help. So, anyways, I you're asking for a house, right? Your guides. I need help manifesting a house. And then listen to what's said. All right? How can I get prepared for my house? And then listen. It will be there instantly. Like I instantly just actually got a message. I was actually just using that as an example, but they already responded. And they literally said, in perfect in divine timing. So, what that means is that it's not ready yet. I'm not there yet. Because here's the thing, guys. If we all sat there and got everything we desired within seconds, there would be no point of being in the human body anymore. And stop and think about that, right? Because we always wish it. And then some people will be like, oh, well, why don't the guides respond? And why don't I get everything I desire in that moment? Because then what would you learn? Nothing. We came here to learn. You wouldn't learn anything if you're like, oh, I desire this. Oh, boom, there you go. Oh, I desire this. Oh, okay, there you go. But I will tell you this, the more you love yourself, the more that you can manifest like that. And I went on a whole spiel about guides, but apparently I need to do a video about guides. Because yeah, there's some stuff out there that is not in alignment. It is not. And there's a lot of stuff out there that their main thing is to make money. So, yeah. All right. Come buy the course. Come do this course and we'll help you talk to your guides. Mm-hmm. Basically, just love yourself. Your guides answer all the time. You just got to be listening immediately when you ask because they come just like that. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Hopefully, the guide talk helped as well. I'm like, yeah, everything happens for a reason, but should probably talk more on guides because there's a lot of stuff that I thought was true. And I thought, oh, yeah, I got to meditate to get into this headspace. I got to clear my mind, yada, yada, yada. And then realize, no, I don't. So don't limit yourself. Don't actually ask for a specific help on a reason. I need help with money. I've been doing it. And then 2 weeks ago, I realized, oh, so now I just like, hey, everybody, I need help. And then they help. Don't always have to know why. The why is not important. All right, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this talk. And as always, like I said, if you are ready to really sit and if you are read any part of this or listen to any part of this and you're sitting there going, I need more information about guides or whatnot, or you just like my energy and you're like, yeah, I would like to work with you. In the description below, you can go onto my website where you can book the one-on-one. I am Kelly. I am here basically spreading, I don't want to say spreading the truth because everything leading up to this has been truth. So I don't really know how to present this. So actually, I do. Here it comes. I am Kelly, and I'm here to simplify your life. And that's what I'm here to do. If that sounds like something you want to do, take advantage of, then in the description, go to my website and then book a reading with me. Sounds lovely. Bye, guys. I will see you all later.